milk at?
Ketchup, anybody ketchup? Anybody need ketchup? Ketchup, anybody? Ketchup, we get some. Anybody need ketchup or anything? Alright.
That's my good one too.
Yeah, I can't see anything.
Oh, there it is.
10 seconds.
Oh, an SD40-2.
DCT is
An SD40-2 followed by an SD40-3.
5752. 4847. Oh my gosh, a GP38. Herzog. I know I'm probably mispronouncing that, but it's a Herzog train. Yo, it's an SD70.
get you another pound and a half of air. You'll be pound and a half. They're measured in 5 psi. He said, I know it's a pound and a half.
Backing up.
And I just,
Yeah.
it's a little bump and a little bump.
I see.
Another little bitty bump.
Yeah, they're shoving
and
it.
I never have to take the brakes again because I got that pound and a half of air.
What brakes is it?
It was on one of the old Jeeps.
Okay, so 16.
Yeah, no.
3209.
It's on 1829. 9. Anyway, whatever. So, and that's something. You'll never know everything there is until you've been along. Now, Woody.
My name is Caleb. I'll be your trainman and tour guide for the underway portion here of the trip. Your conductor, Zach, will take over the narration once we get to East Chattanooga for the turntable and the shop. And our engineer today is Joseph. We're also joined by our illustrious museum staff, currently in charge of RailCamp, Mr. Jacob Woods and Mr. Charles Gooch, who are invaluable assets to any questions you may have, especially as it regards Pullman. Mr. Woods is our Pullman resident expert, indeed a SME, a subject matter expert.
I don't know about you, but this looks like a luxury
As we
car.
pull out of Grand Junction, the first thing I'd like to draw your attention to
Like,
is
seriously.
the railroad to the
Does
right
it have
of the
any
train,
reason to be
according
this
the
well
direction of travel.
decorated?
That is the main line that replaced the line that we are about
No.
to roll, which I'll explain more
But
about.
it is.
I saw you editing
Go
a
along
video
here.
in the middle of class.
Yeah.
The 3 miles we're about to roll over were built by the East Tennessee and Georgia Railroad in
That was the East
1858.
Tennessee, Virginia, and
Now,
Georgia.
the
Do you
East
have a
Tennessee and
channel?
Georgia would
Yes.
merge up with a number of other railroads.
Southern
to create
Rail
the famous
Fan
Southern Railway
4501
in 1894.
I think I'm
The Southern would exist until 1982 when it
All the
merged
kids
with the
back there have been
Norfolk
talking about it.
today's modern Norfolk Southern
Do they know
Railroad, which is
What?
the owner
Do they
and
know it's
operator
you?
of the line
Yes.
that I pointed out to you.
That's my favorite locomotive right there. What's that train track there for? That was just
As
Oh.
we pull out and clear our display yard here,
W&A.
if you look to the left of the
It
train,
runs right by the.
you will notice a gravel road.
Yeah.
That gravel road is where the roadbed of the original 1858 right-of-way was.
Yeah.
On the lookout now.
Yeah.
The original right-of-way was a little bit lower, as you can see, and it kind of meandered about a relatively straight path that we're traveling today. One of the reasons that the line had to be elevated eventually was due to flooding. We're about to pass over the South Chickamauga Creek, and as we get close to the creek, if you look out the left side of the train, you'll see a short segment of railroad track along with a painted mark on a tree that is 9 feet above the track. And that marks the high water mark of the flood of 1867. Chattanooga was very prone to flooding until the construction of the Chickamauga
Tree.
Dam completed in 1940. All right, in the first car now, we are passing that section of railroad track and that painted line. You'll see it momentarily.
Oh, hey, it's the Norfolk Southern.
We're starting our trip over the South Chickamauga
That's
Creek
CSX.
via our bridge,
Oh,
which is about
Norfolk
300 feet
Southern's a
long
bit
and about
farther
50 to
down.
60 feet above the water, depending on water height.
I wonder if we'll see another
This bridge
W and
was
A
1904
train
when the line
today.
was elevated in the early 20th century. Older bridge
There
plans
is a
can be seen
the
down
Norfolk
the
Southern
left
Bridge
below.
is over there. We just can't
Yeah.
If you look to the right of the train, you will
Yeah.
see the Tyner branch line. That line was constructed by the Nashville, Chattanooga, and St. Louis to service the Army ammunition plant there in the 1940s. That site is now the site of the Enterprise South Industrial Complex, home of Volkswagen and Canadian Sweeteners, among others. We are also passing some old railroad equipment here on the left side of the train.
30s tender.
That's our McCarty siding. That's the only section of this railroad that is somewhat
Looks like we
double
did see
tracked.
another train on
The entire line used to be double tracked. I'll explain that comes into effect a little bit more later. We're now passing over our second bridge, and luckily we get to look at an empty coal train.
CSX.
Western and Atlantic
Two
Railroad.
CSX locomotives.
Western and Atlantic was built in 1850. It was the first line into Chattanooga.
We're also going to be able to
We're
see
on
those
one, so
crossings
that was the
when they're
first.
in action.
Built by
Yeah.
the state of Georgia.
I've never
It
seen
is still
them.
owned by the state of Georgia. However, they have leased it to CSX Transportation. That is a CSX train. You will not see any Western and Atlantic engines on this line. They will all say CSX. That line was also the site of the Great Locomotive Chase in the Civil War, in which some Union saboteurs and spies attempted to steal a Confederate locomotive, which they did.
There's the
Sabotage
8669.
the line on their way up, but they eventually ran out
Huh,
of steam.
little P3 horn.
Wood, and they were caught. They are now buried in the Chattanooga
913,
National Cemetery.
578, and 7100. I never
Passing
knew.
Allied Metal. This is our freight customer on this line. As you can see, we use the
Oh,
siding
now
parts
that
of
is
our
cool.
excess equipment. And
There's
they're in the
2594.
zinc alloy business. They receive boxcars of metal ingots just a few hundred yards up from where we boarded at Grand Junction from that line that I pointed out at the beginning, the Norfolk Southern main line. And we bring the boxcars from there about a mile down here to their loading dock. A little bit about the cars we're riding in. If you're in the car that I am speaking from, the Southern donated it to us in 1961. We just went with a single track operation, and the bridge there is sufficient for the one track. So we have Tunnel Boulevard with no tunnel anymore. We are now approaching Missionary Ridge. We are not going to go around it or over it. We are going to go through it using our Missionary Ridge tunnel. We're on the steepest part of our line now. The grade is about 1.5%. Meaning we climb about 1.5 feet for every 100 feet of forward motion. I've mentioned several times that this line was double tracked, and the Missionary Ridge Tunnel basically was the reason that the Southern eventually abandoned this line in the 1950s and built that line that I pointed out at the beginning of our trip.
My favorite
which goes
part of the
around
trip.
Missionary Ridge to the north.
Especially when
The tunnel
4501's
is
on
single
the
track,
front.
so you can imagine on a double track railroad, busy day.
Get out of the
Imagine,
shot.
say, World War II, when up to 70 trains a day were traveling this line, all having to take up the tunnel to create quite a bottleneck, and indeed it did. There used to be a switch tower on the opposite side of the tunnel, where a switchman was responsible for shuffling the trains in one at a time. This horn from our engineer signals that we are just about to enter the tunnel momentarily. If you are in the 1000, please keep any hands, heads, other body parts, souvenirs, in-laws, anything you would like to take with you, please keep that inside the car, as we will be less than 1 foot from the tunnel walls in some places. Now that tight clearance is another factor of why this tunnel led to the abandonment of the line. As equipment got larger and larger post World War II, more and more equipment was unable to fit through the tunnel. So the bottleneck of double to single track, as well as the close or the inability of new equipment to clear the tunnel, was why the Southern gave up on this line in the 1950s and then donated it to us again there in 1961. The tunnel is 986 feet long, and it was completely dug out by hand. Dynamite, it was completed in 1858, dedicated in 1859. Dynamite was not used because dynamite was not invented until 1867. Additionally, even the relatively weak plastic powder, black powder, rusty came in here of the Missionary Ridge, both the ridge above and the very tunnel that we just passed through, were the site of major fighting during late 1863 during the Civil War, as Union and Confederate forces fought for control over Chattanooga and its critical rail junctions that it was home to. That line would not have been the main line down to Terminal Station back in the day, but it more or less approximates the route you would have taken. The East Chattanooga Belt today is operated by us. We have two freight customers down there. That's also the route that our dinner trains take, and that is also how we get to our trackage rights over a short section of the Norfolk Southern to go on our trips to Chickamauga and Somerville, Georgia, which unfortunately we have been unable to run for the past couple of years, but we're hoping to resume that service later this year. We're passing that switch down to the belt line now. We're going to take a little left turn here at the end of the path. And after that, there will be a shop tour. We will cross over about 8 railroad tracks. There's some safety rules. Number 1, please be generally aware of your surroundings. Number 2, please watch your footing on the uneven surfaces of the crossings. Number 3, please remain on all paved pathways. Don't wander off onto any tracks beyond the crossings or on any ballast. Number 4, please do not climb on any of the equipment, fun though it may look, and in fact it is fun. Please refrain from climbing on the equipment for your safety. And roller that we have stopped, and you can exit the train. You do not have to join us down at the turntable, but it is a big part of the experience here, so we hope to see you down there. And with that, I'll go ahead and conclude the onboard tour. Again, turntable demonstration and shop tour to follow. We hope to see you down there. Thank you.
Guys, we're going to a different vantage point. We're going to what?
I think we're going to get some word about
We're going to Joe's house. Who's Joe?
I think we're going to go learn about the Texas Depository today.
locomotive gets centered on the table here over this large 6-foot diameter bearing. As it does that, if you want to the far end of the table down here where I'll be at, you'll see it drop down by just a few inches. When it drops to an over table, it's balanced, so essentially when it drops He's stopped. So he's ready to see us turn the engine on the table. Alright, you guys are, how about RailCamp? You guys aren't even paying attention. There we go. Caleb. The locomotive pulling our train today is the actual Chattanooga and St. Louis Railway number 710, the NC and St. L 710 for short. It is the oldest of our operational diesel locomotives, having been built in 1950 by General Motors Electromotive Division, or EMD, for the National Chattanooga and St. Louis, which was a railway that did run through Chattanooga and State. It was built as a model GP7, producing 1,500 horsepower. Now, the GP stands for General Purpose, meaning this locomotive could have been used in any service. Grain passenger switching service, for example. This locomotive will later see service with the successful Louisville National Railroad. It will be retired.
till you get here. 5 hours.
Gotcha. Where you coming from? You're
Charlotte.
Charlotte, okay, yeah. See, I'm on the other side. Where I was originally from, when I was a kid, Jackson, Tennessee, was around kind of in this area. So it took us about 4.5, 5 hours to get over here. Now I'm 10 minutes away, so it's fantastic. It's literally just.
I live downtown now.
Gotcha.
Well, your mom does, right?
Yeah, it's not too far away.
Yeah, passenger street.
Yeah, gotcha.
The choo-choo in my backyard.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of cool stuff happening over there.
Working out of my apartment.
Really in this region, I'm up in the so, yeah.
Hotel Chalet.
That's right. I guess the one upside to all that is it helps fund interest in Colonel State itself. I mean, I guess that's a good thing. Somebody claimed we might be very interesting. I was getting more to perhaps they say that
Aren't those
they are, yep. There's 4 of them. So, yeah, they can go on with basically. What's that? I don't think it does. I know it's on, there's something on the door, I believe, but we might try to walk over there one day. Oh, yeah, there's a lot of interesting documents and everything. So, yeah, it's just one of our volunteers, Mark Rainer, does some work with SRHA. It's documents there for review. Take a look at. Nice having the backyard. I don't know. I'm kind of kicking around some things, but I haven't heard too much since I've been more involved in this RailCamp stuff squared away. So when they get to the meetings, yeah, I'll have a better idea. I want to try to do some more mail robberies out here. Those are fun.
Like what they do at IRM.
Ours were a little, I would say ours were a little more setting.
I took some before.
Yes, yeah.
I haven't seen it.
Or they, that was probably off my VAR. They found a lot of them out there. We actually found one yesterday, a couple of days ago with the camera on something. We know there's one up there. It was good. Good layout.
And you're right. They should be stored in running on there, I'll be honest.
I have to store everything.
I screamed your name, by the way, from the bad vegetables, but you didn't hear me. I got a good video.
Could you imagine if the government was one of my
I remember Jake saying, oh, what if Connie Peak got a $1 million donation? I was like, yeah, that's what. Like, why doesn't that go straight to people? Jake thinks I mean, that could have gone into the pine trees that help.
Have somebody to drill in.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Y'all have a great rest of your